Hey guys, greetings. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in today with Channel Light Codes. So today's video is going to be all about the throat chakra. I want us to really focus in on this area right now because I don't know how you feel, but I really have trouble with my throat chakra these days. And I happen to come across a lot of people who have trouble speaking, like after a cold, when you have a really hoarse voice, when your voice breaking a lot. I mean, it's really exhausting to talk. And I recently had a moment, or a whole day actually, when I felt I don't want to speak anymore. Today I'm really, it's costing me so much energy and so much strength to use my vocal cords. And I feel it's also an energetic thing that it just, maybe it's time to really hold in a moment, focus on what are we actually saying these days. And this went on for quite a bit. So after the solar flares, geomagnetic storm is mega high. The KP index is through the roof. So this is the highest it has been. And I checked this with Google since 2013, guys. This is really very strong energy the sun is shooting at us right now. So I really wanted to tune in with the guides and ask, what is going on with the throat? Why is everyone having trouble to speak at the moment? And this transmission I want to share with you. Here you go. Yeah, many of you right now experience throat issues, meaning that you are trying to voice things. This is the time to try to voice things, mostly for your inner being. They are unprocessed things like feelings, emotions, traumas, experiences as a whole. Let's not label them right away, right? But sometimes you are not ready, you're not there yet. So while the time is there, while the portal is open and you're ready to voice things, theoretically, practically, you're not there yet. So you haven't done the work to the finish line. You're not finished doing it. And this is giving you a hint that is making you question, like, what's going on? What's going on? Why can't I speak? Why can't I speak properly? Why? Have I not processed everything? Maybe. Have I not understood everything? Maybe. Have I not seen everything? Maybe. Or have I simply forgotten something? Do I need to look something in the eye? So don't speak superficialities. Speak only when needed. Speak true. Speak loving and kind, yes, but only little things, and speak the right things. And until you have something very important to say, maybe speak not at all, and maybe look inwards and try to process everything until you're finished clearing the throat. You all have the remembrance, unless you're trying to suppress it. And the clearing the issues with your throat tell you on many levels, now is the time to remember. So give yourself the space, the time, and the love to remember. Tell yourself that whatever you will remember, you're strong enough to, in the first place, experience it, and now, in the second place, to remember it thoroughly. And accept that this has happened to you, either in this life or another life, and that you still carry the memory. The cellular memory, we will say, it is not the same as the psychological memory, because psychological memories are only connected to the current self. Cellular memories are sometimes linked to another self energetically from another lifetime. So collectively, what we want to say is that you're all trying to speak up. Therefore, you must face the inner fears, the inner shadows. Understand that you yourself must not become perpetrator when trying to silence the victim in yourself. Try to stand strong and transform the victim into the survivor and into the thriver. Great. So I love that we now have the time to really focus on what is important for us to speak. And let's take a moment to really think about what does the throat involve really. Those chakras, are always interacting with each other. They're always influencing one another. But I feel the throat chakra is really the one that is connecting you to your outer world the most, maybe. At least for me, it feels like that. And really think about how powerful you are with words, how powerful words can be in building someone up, making someone shine, feeling loved, believing in their own good, their own power. And the other way around, when you have an ugly quarrel with someone you really love, or someone can hurt you incredibly with words. And it is important to make ourselves understood. We all have the feeling, the need to be understood most of the time. We always want to feel we are connected. And language is a driving force in finding those bridges. So now seems to be a moment where we really need to hold back and think before we speak. And I love that they also suggested maybe reduce talking for a bit, maybe stop and let's be silent for a moment. So if you have the capacity, if you do not live with family, or if you work in an environment, maybe from home, if you can find the time and the space to really be silent and go into this retreat for yourself a moment, even if it is not for a prolonged period of time, even if it's just for the day, half the day, or even just an hour, why not doing it and see what comes up when we are totally with ourselves, when we're not using the throat chakra. And when we start using it again, being more mindful, more aware, how we speak, why do we connect, why do we interact with the voice. Also really reflect, why is it so difficult for me personally to voice something right now? And it doesn't matter if you watch this video now or in a few months, a few years. So whenever you feel called to click on something that is called throat healing, throat chakra, there will be a reason for it. And it does not matter when. And it's always a good time to remember, okay, how is it right now for me to uttering my feelings, my thoughts? Can I really form sentences coherently? Also, sometimes mind fogginess when when you have trouble to really articulate or find the right words to say what you really want to say. This can also be influencing the throat chakra. And you hear it in my voice. I have really trouble speaking, and it's began, I think, I always contributed towards my cold I had a couple of weeks ago, but it really flared up on the weekend. The solar flare started, the 10th, 11th of January, Portal Day. Excuse me. And ever since then, I had trouble. So right now is really for me a good time to really reflect on it, let things come up, maybe from this life, but also experiences from other lifetimes, and not stop at the moment of compassion, but go beyond after a couple days or whenever you feel you're ready to let go of this experience on a more emotional and personal level, and really find the clarity within and view the whole picture. So really be open with yourself. If you have someone you can share this with, perfect. If you feel you can do that, that's great. So try utter those feelings. If you don't want or have anyone to share this with, I think it is super powerful to actually sit with yourself and just speak your innermost feelings out loud. That is so powerful to have this called into existence right now, into being. And you have connected it not only with your inward voice, the inward emotion, but also brought it out into the exterior world by voicing it. Super powerful, guys. So I want you to work with this and really ask questions like, what is coming up for me right now? Why do I need to find my voice right now? Is it okay for me to always speak my truth?
For me personally, I find this is a year of really going outward with who I am as a whole person and opening up to people I haven't met for a long time and say, oh no, I don't work in this or that company anymore, but I'm doing this and that right now. So it's like a second coming out in a form. And I feel I still have trouble sometimes when I know the person will probably judge me for this, or they're definitely not believing in what I do. And maybe there is something going on in your life like that. So do you feel seen as a whole person, or is the spiritual side of you something you keep in the closet, and why? Do we really have to be silent all the time? Can't we speak up now? Is it maybe globally a time to speak up and really voice your opinions against the wrongs and, you know, yeah, the injustice sometimes? And how do we do that? How do we feel afterwards? Is it worth it? Is it not? You see, it's an ongoing process for me as well. But we should sit with these questions, I feel. Thanks for tuning in. It was so much fun doing this video and sharing it with you guys. Please report back to me if you feel called. How is it working out with you? And let's meet again next Friday for another session of Channel Light Codes. Bye.